All right, Pale Pink Ink episode, whatever. Still sitting here at Wawa. Okay, so what we're about to read about, this probably isn't interesting to anyone else, but I feel like it's some shit that really stuck with me. There is a previous episode where I'm wearing a pink shirt, where I was reading about number 3, this comedian on the Aria, and how we hadn't gotten along at first, and then we decided we did because we were talking about Bill Cosby, and I had to explain to him that I don't find him attractive, and then we stayed up all night in his cabin watching comedy and talking, and he said that I snuggled his brain, which is one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me. So he then comes to my second ship, the Explorer, and these are things that he said there. This man is a loose cannon. As soon as he drinks, he's crazy, and his ego's out of control, and he's so insecure. Okay, so things number 3 said in his cabin on the first night. He gave me the grand tour of the dozens of vitamins he's taking. Hilarious. His room was a mess, food and clothes everywhere. A fork in the bathroom, which he claims was for his hair. I had to be really insistent that we go somewhere quiet to watch my set, and I'm so glad I didn't give up because he loved it and wouldn't shut up about it. I had on my phone a video of the set I had just done on the ship, and I really wanted him to see it. So that's what that's referring to. He said I'm the way Amy Schumer should be, and I sound just like Michelle Wolf, but I'm actually funny. Ouch. Michelle Wolf is wonderful. He said I absolutely need to go home and try to do spots, and if I never see him again, I need to try. If I can do it there in a crew show where no one is expecting to laugh, I can do it at home. He said in 3 to 5 years I can be making a living. That's never gonna happen. That I'm so weird, but I'm amazing. As usual, his wife can't know about our friendship because he needs to protect her from it. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. He said I look confident walking on stage and that my outfit was very me, sexy but weird. Sequin dress with a sweater and sandals. I put that outfit on because it had felt good when I wore it for a Gatsby night. It didn't occur to me that it was an unusual outfit. Alright, so now we're on to night 2. He was being insane. The second night. Okay, so things number 3 said in crew bar / cabin the second night. You'd make the perfect girlfriend. Something about how I'm cool to just chill with, but I'm attractive too, or something along those lines. In hindsight, this guy was a creep. Sometimes you just don't see things when they're happening. You're so innocently demanding, I just can't say no to you. I don't know what the fuck that was about. It was another lesson in not giving up on what you deserve from someone. Just being persistent about him getting to watch my spot, because it took some serious persistence to get him to give me the Chappelle specials, and it meant choosing to not give up even though he was making me miserable with his ridiculousness. Oh, okay, so I wanted this guy. He said that he would give me some Chappelle specials for my hard drive, and I just really wanted to lay in bed and watch Chappelle specials because my life in the US was falling apart. My uncle had just died. My father had just majorly injured himself and was about to lose his job. All this shit was going down, and I just really wanted to lay in bed and watch Chappelle specials, which he had offered to give me, and then he was having a tirade about it. It was also a lesson in not putting up with bullshit, which required some bravery on my part because I'm attached to the guy and wasn't sure if it would be well received when I called him on his bullshit. But I left a letter taped to his door articulating that he needs to not be shitty to me, and then that night he came up, wanted to buy me a drink, toasted to forgetting the past, and was very well behaved. He was doing his usual shit where he makes everything about him and calls me racist for not being attracted to him because he's light-skinned, which I've explained to him many times is nonsense. He's married, and he says I think he's ugly, and he shits on number 4 because he's jealous, and saying how he warned me that number 4 wouldn't be there for me, and number 4 turned out to be a dick, so he was right, because he's a straight white male, and he is my friend. And shitting on my job because it's not as good as being a comedian with a career like he is, and we can never talk ever again after this, and I'm amazing but weird, and I don't get to be sad because that's white girling, and my dad isn't dead like his and on and on and on, basically directing all of his insecurities at me. Fuck it. We'll keep going. There's some victim blaming too. I was crying and he kept saying it kills him to see me cry, and essentially that it's making him feel bad, and that's not nice. Never mind that it was his being a dick that made me cry. How dare my totally natural reaction make him feel bad about being a dick. This guy was a mess. He was an actual mess. He told me he loves me several times. Won't say it sober, told me to sleep over and that he'd sleep on the floor. He always says that, and it's so nonsensical. This guy was always trying to get me to sleep in his cabin, but not next to me. He always wanted to sleep on the floor or the couch or whatever. He just didn't want to be alone. Said how he always puts off coming back to his room at night because then he's alone with his feelings, and cries about his dad. His father had just passed away. All of number 3's typical intense shit. Okay. That is it for this one. Bye-bye.